Hi everybody, little disclaimer, never done this before, but we're gonna learn together. Hi guys, my name is Mackenzie Yogini, and this is a story about how I sold everything I owned, bought a van, and decided to travel around for a year. But first I gotta turn this van into a home. Finally doing some work, got the insulation, I'm cutting out shapes. Got my little helper here. You helping? Yeah. The walls were shaped so awkwardly, so I was using these cardboard boxes to try to make a little cutout for the insulation panels. The ceiling was really easy. They were basically just rectangles, and I just used a spray adhesive, and I propped them up for a few hours, and I finished it all up by sealing it together with a reflective insulation tape. Ooh, spaceship van! That foam is messy and I hate it. So I cut out little insulation things to stick in the grooves, and right now I have them adhering and everything heavy I own on top of them. I was gonna try to reuse this floor mat, but the adhesive was so strong that after I'm done using it as a template, I'm ditching it for sure. But it's been such a nice template, and I'm so excited to show you guys the floors! The floor might have been the easiest thing to measure for because of the mat that already came with the van. So I used a roll of Reflectix insulation for the wheelbase and inside the door because it's so malleable. And I just used hard as nails to adhere these insulation panels in, and then some insulation tape to seal it all together. The insulation panels weren't quite long enough to reach all the way to the back of the van, so I just used the extra foam I had left over from cutting out the wheelbases to make a little extension for the insulation and also for the floor. I love my concerned dog in the background as I use the Sawzall for the first time in my life. It wasn't as easy as cutting the foam, but I managed, and it ended up fitting after a few trials and errors. To avoid screwing holes into the floor, I just adhered it with the hard as nails. I am exhausted. It doesn't feel like I've been doing much. The insulation was definitely way more satisfying to finish. I got the subfloor done, which is saying a lot because now I just have to lay vinyl down. That extra piece of vinyl I had, I mean, it barely fits. It could kind of work because I'm going to put a cabinet there, and then my bed's going to be there, and in the back I'm going to put some more fake grass because I kind of like the look. Yeah, so I might rent to Home Depot and get, not another box of this, but I would get, I think, a vinyl flooring I could roll out. Or I might stick with this. So we'll see if it grows on me. But right now I'm not really liking it. It's kind of like the old floor in my old house, and I kind of think I want something new. Honestly, roll out vinyl is the way to go for van conversions. It's so simple, so easy. You just cut it out and adhere it down. And I loved this classic gray modern one that they had at Home Depot. Highly recommend. All right, they got the walls painted. I cut some little slits to help the wood bend a little bit more. Back here we got some fake grass being, oh my god, my glasses, adhered to the back, and barely had enough of this vinyl floor to cover it, so it's making this like a little backyard. Alright, so we're attaching this wall to this van today. I suppose I'm just gonna screw it in was my game plan. They have their own little holes and stuff here, so I was just kind of gonna go with that. So let's see what happens. So I was so eager to get these walls up because at the time of the conversion, I was living out of the van and I had to move my stuff in and out every time I worked on the van. And I just hated the look of the metal walls. So I eventually got these wooden walls up, literally hanging by a screw. It was this little temporary fix to kind of add a little bit more hominess to it in the moment. I don't know why I just got like the inspiration to put a bunch of honey on my face. It only works if it's 65 degrees out, so I need to wait until noon to do this. So hopefully I can keep my energy levels up. It's pretty toxic, highly flammable, so it's fine. I got a fire extinguisher, and guess I'll take everything out of my van before I do it, but I'm excited to get the ceiling up. Anyone who has ever had to stick a tapestry to a ceiling before knows how difficult this is, and I wish you the best of luck, and just have patience and use foam adhesive spray. Here I'm just cutting out a little insert in the fabric so that my dome light can shine through. Whoa! Oh, Jesus. Welcome to episode 2 of me trying to get the walls up on my van. This was especially hard because I just felt like it came so far away from the wall and that it was wasting so much space. I just want to share this next clip of me crying to remind you guys to stay positive during your conversion. It's a lot physically and it's a lot mentally. Don't be afraid to ask for help and to just have patience with your conversion. It's really frustrating because I want to get the van done and I want to do it on my own time, and I have to like wait or try to do it myself and get so frustrated because I can't press the fucking screws into the metal hard enough to make them go in. It's literally like me having to like cope with, I guess, like childhood abandonment and like feelings of inadequacy. Look it up. So I reached out to my dad for help because literally the walls were closing in on me, and we decided that we should put in the bed frame before we put the walls in, and we also got some little scrap tile, so it was just really nice to have a game plan. I was scared of screwing into the actual van walls, but we decided that was the easiest way. We cut up the board so it would be smaller and fit into the crevice a little bit more. And then for the bed platform, we just welded some bed frame bars to the side, and we're just going to put a sheet of wood over, and then our memory foam mattress. I don't know if you guys have ever smelled burnt metal before, but it smells terrible. Alright, we got some bed frames in. We got a bunch of wood on the floor, so it looks really messy, but smells even worse. So I thought this old twin headboard would be perfect for the counter area, and we're just going to recycle these old medicine cabinet mirrors for the doors, and for the other end, like the supporting standing ends, we just use the other end of the headboard. And so stay tuned for this mess. Thought I would take advantage of the sunset lighting. We are back again with the cabinets. So we got our little doors, and right now we're pretty much drilling holes, and then we're gonna drill like little indentations so the nails can fit nice and snug in there. And then we're gonna epoxy the countertop, which I'm super excited for. You guys, it's starting to take shape and look like a counter. I'm excited. We're gonna work on the doors today. So, yeah. We're gonna be able to salvage this backing, but for this one, we'll need to make a little backing. Alright guys, some of the like nitty-gritty work that I'm doing is I'm taking out these little staples in this door. Alright, so we are rounding off the edges of this little countertop. You know, the drama of the van build is that the van is not straight, and so we're building accordingly. Little van update. It has definitely been the coldest day ever working on the van. But right now we're adding little details, little shelves, and then we got some little clasps right here to help secure the door. It is such a gorgeous day. A little update on my van is the ceiling fell down. So I'm putting the ceiling back up and like getting high off of chemicals, but pretty much spray it with the chemicals. Get a bunch of chemicals in your face and then you just kind of like hold it here. So thank God for those years of yoga practice coming in handy. Ceiling's up. Also hammock is up. Favorite part of the van. Keep on rolling, Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining? Oh, black water, keep on rolling, Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining? After we welded on the bed frame, we just added some 2x4s for some extra support, and then we put some plywood at the bottom to make the little bed frame for it. And then for both walls by the bed, we were able to use the plywood, but we're gonna need something a little bit stronger to hold tile on. Oh my gosh, you guys, the van is like all but finished. We screwed the cabinets into the bed frame and also the floor. And I just love this memory foam mattress and how it conformed to the shape of the bed. It's coming together slowly. You can see that we used a cement board for the wall that's going to have the backsplash on it. And then we're also going to use this little shelf to tie together the seams where the wall and the ceiling meets. So we drilled holes in this little steel beam, and then we just inserted long bolts into the already holes in the van. And we made little spacers for them, and we're just going to screw the shelf towards the bottom. So it turned out really well. It's an awesome storage. It really hides the seam good, and it's just something to tuck the tapestry in. But this is a really easy fix because this was such an awkward thing to try to hide. Don't mind my paint job, we're gonna redo that. But right now I am scraping the excess foam adhesive off so that it's kind of hard. But pretty much it's just, you just want it like in the cracks. I was so excited to do the tile. I feel like it was the last finishing touch. If I were to redo it, I might just use stickers just because the cement wall and the tile added a lot of weight to the van, but I absolutely loved how it turned out. We finished up the doors with some wood paneling and some chalkboard paint. And then I added some shelving. It's basically just closet storage, a lot of bungee cords, a lot of bars to keep things secure. And then adding plants just was an excellent way to bring life to the van. And I also made some makeshift curtain rods, just using some wire and some sheer curtains. My advice to you is to appreciate your conversion practice. Soon you'll be in your new home looking back on those happy memories. Good luck.